This is still one of my favorite projects from the entire program. Not just because of the group of people I talked about in the assignment itself, but because as a young person, I started to build a lot of empathy for people who didn't see themselves as fitting into the mainstream in big ways and small ways. And as an adult, it's become very obvious that those differences are often the source of our strengths when we are grown up. In thinking about this project and why it was so meaningful to me in terms of product versus process, I think the product itself stands on its own, but it was the process of analyzing this group of people and beginning to start to apply that to other groups of people more fluently, more readily, and more often, that I was able to make some meaningful changes in my own classroom by thinking about uh, do I have women authors as often as I have men? Do the people who show up in the material in class or the people who write that material, are they representative of the student demographics that I have in my own classroom? I also saw the importance of looking at the historical context. For instance, uh, in in doing some literature analysis, I found that there has been research into differences in LGBT and non-LGBT consumers for much further back in the past than I had realized. And it's only by getting a firm understanding of that historical basis that might be contributing to uh, inequalities in the media and in classrooms that we can really begin to make some headway in tackling those. I also liked the quote that I somehow put down that all people deserve to have a role model that they can relate to, because all people deserve to know that they can make it in this world. And schools can help to do that in that uh, they get to see people like themselves in a successful role. Not every child, many do, but not every child has that at home. And so it's absolutely critical for us as we guide them through differences in culture to also respect their own culture and for them to be able to see someone on staff or in the community or in their readings or in their studies that is like them and has been successful. Every student needs to know that they can make it in this world. One thing I wondered is that what would happen if we had this as the first course in the program after SPED 730, in that we talked about many of these things. We talked in the behavior course about the fact that black males are often overrepresented in special education and the reasons for that. And I wonder if statistics like that would really pop out if we viewed each class through the lens of multicultural education. I just want to end by saying that one of the gems of this course is to have tied in multicultural education with equitable educational practices and to have made the connection between equitable education opportunities for all students and a democracy itself. That is to say that because a democracy relies upon each citizen to be educated in order to fully participate, a high quality education and an equitable education for each of our students is absolutely essential. And so multicultural education is one of the weapons against inequalities and one of the first and last lines of defense for democracy itself.